Up, man? Happy Tuesday, man. Hope all is well. Today, man, we gotta talk numbers. You know what I'm saying? And numbers don't lie. You know what I mean? Men lie, women lie, but numbers don't lie, man. And numbers are good and bad. Don't get me wrong, bruh. We all love numbers. That's the good side. Everybody wants a good number when it comes to whatever they're doing, followers, subscribers, views, whatsoever. But at the same time, the numbers is the reason why a lot of people quit, why a lot of people give up, why a lot of people don't feel like they're doing anything. You know what I'm saying? And I actually made this video because I was playing a game on Twitch with a few youngins, man. These some youngins that they're avid Call of Duty players, Call of Duty mobile players. They've been playing for a while. I've only been playing for about 5 months so far because I started this year. But one of the guys, he's just like, "Oh man, why yes, you have good numbers. We want you to be a part of the organization, this and that." He's like a young dude. And personally, I don't think I'm that raw yet, bro, because it's still a few things that I really gotta, few mechanics that I really gotta tweak in that game to be cold. You feel me? And I know this personally, but the skill is there. So, I'm playing with him. He then introduces me to the main guy. They're known as Never Stop Grinding. This is the Call of Duty team, and they wanted me to join the clan and all this. I don't know if I could join the clan. I'm already with a clan. I don't even know how to join the clan that I have right now. But while playing with these guys, I realized that the numbers is really big to the youth because the main guy, he was a nice Call of Duty player, man. Told me that he took a week off, and then he asked me, he's like, what all do you do, bro? I'm like, man, I do a lot of content, social media, YouTube. Currently, we're on Twitch. He's like, oh, you streaming on Twitch? I'm like, yeah, we streaming on Twitch right now with live. And he's like, oh man, I used to stream on Twitch, but I quit on that, bro, because I wasn't getting the numbers. And I'm like, what numbers? What you mean? He's like, man, I quit Twitch at like 500 followers. And I'm like, yo, bro, well, do you know that 50 followers is when you can get into the affiliate program? He's like, oh man, I had no idea. Like, I was trying to get like, those big streamer numbers. And that's the issue right there, man. Imagine somebody being at 500 followers on Twitch and they quit, not knowing that it only takes 50 for them to get into the affiliate marketing, the affiliate partner program. But that only happens because this kid was probably focusing on big streamers numbers. Some of these, major streamers like maybe Kai, Speed, and it's like, yo, bro, at the end of the day, you cannot focus on anyone else's numbers because it's gonna take away focus from you. It's gonna take away motivation from you. It's gonna make you jealous. It's gonna make you feel like you're not accomplishing much. You know what I mean? Because you gotta understand in this game of life, we all are getting numbers, bro. We all getting numbers. And that numbers specifically is our number. So that what does that mean? That mean even though YS East right now is at 2K, I don't have the time to sit here and focus on anyone else's numbers on YouTube, bro. Cause that does nothing for me. That takes away from my focus. Instead of me focusing on anybody else's numbers and how many subs they have, I need to focus on this 2K and how can I make myself happy with this 2K. Having this mindset would remove a lot of like jealousy from your heart. This is why a lot of people have jealousy from their hearts. This is why a lot of people might pocket watch another individual because they feel like, oh, this person is getting more numbers than me. They might be, but you don't know how hard that person is working. You don't know how hard this individual might been going at this game. Like even the story I told you earlier about the young dudes on COD Mobile, these dudes said they both have played 10,000 plus hours of this game. These are young guys, so they're talking trash to each other, the main dude, his name Jay, the NSG Jones is like, man, you about to get cooked. We had a close game, man. It was like Search and Destroy or somewhere. Search and Destroy is a close game. So Jay was the last one. He's like, man, dude, about to come karate chop your neck. He like, no, he not. And he like, Yeah, he is. He's like, nah, bro, I'm too nice. And NSC Jones is like, nah, you gotta be nice. You didn't play 10,000 hours of this game. And it made me laugh because it's like with the numbers comes skill, with the number comes talent, with the number comes progression. You know what I mean? The more you go, the more you progress, the better your numbers are, bro. Cause when I played basketball and I was a scoring guard, bro. I want to score the rock. Yeah, I could dime, dish off. That's cool and all that, but I'm trying to put the ball in the net, man. And I specifically remember being at this tryout, man. We was at this tryout, and keep in mind, like I grew up in the inner city, bro. So I had ended up going to a suburban school for high school. So we had this tryout where now the kid that said this to me, I ain't gonna hold you. This man probably might have been the reason why I ain't make the team. But I don't want to solely blame it on him because I was cooking, but this man had strong family ties, connections with the coach, this and that. And we on the team, bro. Nobody on the team is really cooking, bro. And in the city, basketball is different in the city. It's all about who's cooking, bro. If this man cooking, he coming down, pull up, Trey, you know what I mean? He might come down, hezzy, in and out. If he got the leg, he's hot. You know what I mean? So we might feed him more. And the Burbs is more about quadruple passes. You gotta pass the ball about like 4 or 5 times before a shot in the suburbs. This is the game style of basketball. Like if anybody knows basketball, you watch an inner city team versus a suburban team. The suburban team is gonna pass that ball about 3, 4 times before they shoot the ball. And it's just a different level of play. So I'm from the cities, bro. I'm going to the rec center. Dude's not at the rec center. They're not even passing you the rock if they're hot, bro. You not getting at the rock unless you get a rebound. You might get cook up off the rebound. I get the rebound now. I'm like, yeah, I got the rock now. So we had tryout, bro. Nobody on my team is cooking, bro. I'll never forget this kid. His kid name was Max. You know what I mean? Max must have been like the head honcho when it came to basketball, because he would just tell people what to do, and I'm like, yo, bro, I'm from the inner city, bro. You don't tell nobody what to do out there unless you cold, bro. Yeah, you gotta be some stupid cold. So while we're at tryouts, bro, no one is cooking. I've told you that 3 times. So I get it right, man. I remember coming down, post fade, 2-pointer, came down again. My man's sagging, step back trade, boom. So I'm cooking, bro. When I say I'm cooking, I done scored back to back to back. My man comes up to me. He said, "Look, you don't have to shoot the ball every time." So I look at him. I'm like, What else you want me to do? None of y'all scoring. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I gotta take control. The reason I'm telling y'all that story is because it's funny because, bro, this man was on my team, brother. This is a person on my team. Nobody scoring the ball. I'm scoring the ball. This guy should be happy that I'm scoring the ball. At the end of the day, he's unhappy because I'm scoring the ball. It's not like I'm turning the ball over, bro. Imagine somebody coming to you and say, hey, you don't have to score every time. That's like a hater's vibe. That's something a hater would say. Because if my man's just cooking, I'm not cooking, I'm going to keep giving him the rock. Because that person is only saying that to me because they're focusing on numbers. He's jealous because I'm putting buckets up. My man wasn't putting up no buckets. Imagine somebody putting up no buckets come up to you and say, you don't have to put up buckets. What's the purpose of us hooping? But that's when the sense of jealousy comes, when you're focusing on someone else's numbers. At the end of the day, bro didn't have to focus on nothing I was doing. He just had to figure out how he was going to contribute to the win. Because if you look at sports, bro, everybody is getting different numbers in sports, whether it be soccer, hockey, basketball, football. Everyone is getting different numbers. No one is getting the same numbers. And those who understand, I got to focus on my numbers. Those are the ones who could be the most successful. You got guys who all they got to do is get rebounds. You know what I'm saying? They don't have time to focus on the point guard scoring points or the shooting guard scoring points. Because once they start to do that, they're going to get jealous. Now they're going to stop focusing on rebounds, which is what they're supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? Now they focusing on shooting threes. Now they focusing on mid range, but they're not that type of player. You get what I'm saying? So in saying this, it's like, bro, when you don't focus on somebody else's numbers, you have the ability to get better numbers. Cause everybody wants the best numbers in life, bro. Everybody want to be number one when it come to this, or in the leading category when it come to that. But you can't do that when you're watching someone else do their thing. It's impossible. It's never gonna work, bro. You know what I'm saying? And even taking it back to relating to sports, bro, it was a time before I really got good at basketball, because I'm not gonna lie to you. There was a time I would jag layups. When I say jag a layup, it's like I might hit you with a move, but I ain't score yet. You know what I'm saying? And on the way to lay the ball up, I'm so thirsty to score that I missed the layup. And missing the layup was like, dang, this was only because I was too focused on scoring 2 points. This is 2 points, bro. It doesn't make me bigger than the game for scoring 2 points. I had to mentally kind of overcome that in the sense of like, yo, bro, I be too thirsty to score sometimes. And when I say me being too thirsty to score, you out there, sometimes you too thirsty to get them numbers, man. You too thirsty, bro. You want to post a video and you want that to go 100K in one day, even though you just started doing content, bro. Honestly, you feel what I'm saying? Or you might have just created your channel and you want to wake up tomorrow and you want to be at 1 million subs. You too thirsty, bro. You know what I'm saying? You too thirsty. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it's like, man, as a person, it's not all about being thirsty for the numbers. The more you go, the more you get better, the better numbers you gonna get. There came upon a time where after I got over being thirsty to score, scoring was nothing. When I say scoring was nothing, it was like I never cared no more about the numbers, bro. Before I used to care about the numbers, so that used to tweak my focus on going to get 2 points. When I stopped caring about the numbers, bro, I'm putting up 15, 20. You know what I mean? Because it was like, okay, the numbers are gonna come the more I go, but the eager and thirstier I am, the more I'm gonna be self-conscious about what I'm doing on the court, bro. This is what I figured out. And when my brother played basketball, because I train him a lot, I tell him the same thing. I'll be like, yo, bro, it's easy to score 20 points. He'll be like, man, why yes? Big bro, it's not easy to score 20 points. I'm like, yeah, once you don't focus on scoring the 20 points, you definitely can score it regularly. You know what I'm saying? And there were games where he did experience that. You feel me? There were games where he was still young. He might have been too eager to score sometimes, to where he might have missed some easy points. You feel me? And in missing easy points, that's because he was so thirsty for a specific number. Sometimes you gonna miss blessings when you thirsty for a specific number. Going back to the guy I told you that was on Twitch, this man could have been making money on Twitch. 500 subs. I don't know how long ago he quit or whatever, but imagine how much money he could have been making on Twitch, bro. But he wanted probably 1 million subs, 1 million followers. He wasn't patient enough to understand, like, oh, once he gets to 50, he's good. You know what I'm saying? With the YouTube, it's like, yo, bro, even if you start YouTube, bro, you can't worry about how many views someone else is getting. You can't worry about how many subs someone else is getting, how much comments are under a person's video, because it does nothing for you, dog. It does nothing for you. And there's too many people that are focused on the numbers, man. And it ruins the reality of doing a thing. Like, you might quit something because you don't go up right away. You might abandon something because it doesn't go viral right away. You don't get all the views right away. And in life, it's like you always gonna quit if you're worried about the numbers, because it's gonna take time to get the numbers, bro. It takes a lot of time to get the numbers. It takes a lot of time to average a certain amount of numbers, bro. Even relating it to Call of Duty Mobile, bro. I try to average 10 kills a game. To be in the top advanced category, that's not enough. That's not enough. When I go look, it's not enough, because I look at the leadership board, you know what I mean? see where I'm at on the leadership board, talking about focusing on numbers. I'm like, oh dang, 10 plus kills a game ain't enough. Dog, it's people that are getting 80. Emmy, what's up? It's people getting 80, 90 kills on there. If I'm focusing on those numbers, it's gonna make me feel like I'm less off. I'm doing well, Emmy. Hope you're doing well, man. If you're in school, hope school's going well. You know what I mean? So, in me speaking that, bro, it's like I can't go focus on other people's numbers because it does nothing for me. It's just gonna make me jealous. It's gonna make me feel like I'm not doing enough. I'm not good enough. How do I get my 10 kills a game up to maybe 30, 40? Because numbers are only supposed to motivate you, not make you feel less of. Like some people look at numbers, somebody else might be averaging 30 points, a guy on the team is averaging 10, and he's gonna get jealous. Nah, you should get motivated. How are you gonna get your 10 points up to 30? When I go on a leadership board and I look at my kills per game is only 10, and there's people that getting 90 on there, I'm like, oh snap, I gotta turn up. I ain't doing mad good as I thought. You know what I'm saying? But it shouldn't discourage you, like, oh man, these guys are just much better than me. Like, nah, never. It should turn you up, bro. Especially if you're somebody who likes to focus on other people's numbers, because you should never do that. And focusing on another person's number, what's going on with yours? Nothing. If you watch me put up 30 points and you putting up 15 points and you keep watching me put up 30 points, you still gonna put up 15 points. You need to focus on how do you get your 15 points to 30 points? Because that's most important. What numbers I'm getting, I could have been playing longer than you. You don't know that. After every game, I could be having 8-hour workout sessions after the game. You just don't know, bro. You don't know how is it I'm averaging these numbers. And playing Call of Duty, I understood. I'm like, okay, dude, there's people on here that's been playing this game for like 3 years. When I say 3 years, 3 years, I only been playing this game for 5 months. So if I'm focusing on the people's numbers that's been playing for 3 years, bro, they're gonna outshine me in the sense of, dang, they're fire, their numbers are cold. Of course, they've been playing for 3 years. But I'm not gonna be thinking about the fact that they've been playing for 3 years if I get jealous by their numbers. I'm only gonna be looking at their numbers like, man, they're better than me. Man, I'm not as good. I'm not even gonna consider how long these people been playing, bro. And talking to the youngins on there, dude said, "Look, man, we done had 10,000 hours plus put in this game. That's a lot of hours. I don't know how many days is 10,000 hours. Man, college is gonna be fun, Emmy. Just go to college, make some good friends, have a good experience. Really, that's what it's about. Really, don't be nervous. Try to get involved in a lot of activities out there if you can. You know what I mean? Go to some events, homecoming games. College is like high school at a bigger building. You know what I'm saying? And then you get to like live. If you live on campus, you get to experience living on your own, man. You get to live at school. You know what I mean? But it's important, man. The numbers mean a lot, man. But it shouldn't discourage you, bro. And this relates to everything you're doing, bro. I don't care if you go get a job and they paying you 15 an hour, bro. Figure out how you gonna get that 15 an hour to match, your boss's numbers if that's what you're paying attention to, because you shouldn't be paying attention to that. You should be paying attention to how do you make this 15 an hour work for you. He said, yeah, but it's gonna be more fun. Yeah, it's like more fun, man. College is a place where you get to experience adulthood. So nobody's telling you, hey, Emmy, go to class. Nobody's waking you up for class. You know what I mean? Unless your roommate's doing that. You got a nice roommate, but it's just like it's like freedom in a sense. And just be on top of your game, because it's easy to kind of get this distracted in college, man. It's very easy to get distracted in college. So be on top of your game, man. You're gonna meet nice people in college. You're gonna meet not so nice people in college, but be on top of your game, book wise, Cause you know that's like your only job there besides experience and fun and stuff like that. And you don't want get flunked out of college. Your parents gonna be mad. You know what I mean? You still gotta pay back these loans. But Emmy, you smart though, man. I know you're gonna do well in college, man. You know what I'm saying? Go there, have an experience of your lifetime. You know, don't don't overcommit to anyone. That's one thing I must say. You know, if you find you a nice guy in college, man, I sound like I'm your dad or some shit. I ain't your dad, but I'm just saying, man. Don't overcommit to anyone in college, man. There's too many people in college for you to lock somebody down. That's all I'm gonna say. I know people that dated in college for 3 years, they broke up. You know what I mean? Because it's college. It's too many people in college. Like, so sometimes it's hard for one person to really commit to another. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, yeah. So I'm not saying you can't have you a boo thing or whatever in college, but don't get up there and feel like you found the love of your life. Because if y'all break up, you might not want to go to class. You know what I mean? You might not want to go eat breakfast. You don't want to be in college on that type of time, you dig? Like, it's too much stuff going on for you to be sad in college, bruh. So that's my only advice for you, man. Don't overcommit to nobody so you won't be wanting to be in the house. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. It's a lot of people that go to college and that happens to them. They meet someone and they fall in love with this person, and then it's like this person has other people in college that they're interested in because it's college. They're seeing other people in their classes on campus, so it's kind of like don't overcommit, man. Just go there for the experience. Yeah, facts, facts, facts. And the reason I even made the thing about let's focus on numbers is too many people focus on numbers, bro. Like that even leads people to pocket watch, man. Some people might be looking at how much money you're making because they're not making enough money. You feel me? Instead of them focusing on how can they make their money multiply, they're watching you make money at your level and they're jealous. That's all that's gonna do is create jealousy. It's gonna create hate. Not now you're thinking of a way to kind of like sabotage an individual. And once you're not on that superficial level of, oh, I want my numbers better than this person's numbers. It's like, bro, at the end of the day, everybody has their own number. Everyone, like if I go to work right now, let's say I go to work right now, I work with Emmy and a few other people. Emmy might have a more work output than I do. When I say that, let's say we stacking boxes. Emmy might stack more boxes than I do at the job. Instead of me getting jealous, that's Emmy's numbers. How do I make my numbers go up? That's the most important thing about focusing on numbers. And if I am watching Emmy's numbers, that should only motivate me, bro. That shouldn't make me feel jealous of Emmy. That shouldn't make me want to sabotage Emmy. That shouldn't make me feel less of my skill. I should watch Emmy and be like, man, Emmy, how do you even stack 150 boxes? You know what I'm saying? But it never happens like that, bro. As a person, I'd be watching Emmy and be jealous, like, man, who Emmy thinks she is? She not even stacking boxes for real, hating. Jealousy, that's all it's gonna lead to. It doesn't lead to a lot of motivation for other people. You know what I'm saying? He said, they're mostly like this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Most people are like this. They're never gonna look at your numbers and be like, man, Emmy, you're great. I admire your numbers. How do you stack 150 boxes? No, it's never gonna be like that. They're gonna be like, man, Emmy ain't really working hard. She not even stacking boxes for real. Whole time your numbers say you're stacking 150 plus boxes. You have the most output at the job. In order for me to be better at the job, doing that doesn't help. Nothing's happening when I'm doing that. I'm just getting in a jealous, non-excited, non-motivated mindset, bro. That's all that's happening. And then now I have problems with Emmy because of her numbers. You know how many people have problems with other creators because the creators have better numbers than them? Really, there's a lot of people online that had that issue, bro. There's a lot of people online that switch on certain people because this person has more numbers than that person. You know what I'm saying? Even though the person with the more numbers might not provide the best quality content, it's constantly happen, bro. And that's when people have a superficial mindset about numbers, numbers, numbers. Numbers are good. He said in everything, even in school. Yeah, even in school. Like, speaking of school, let me relate it to school. Emmy, thank you. Now, I'm not a guy going to school, bro. I wouldn't say I was like a super genius, bro, but I wasn't stupid. You know what I mean? And yeah, they controlling the world, no cap. Numbers run the world, no Emmy, no cap. So in school, one thing I never really like doing was like being like a guy who just was showing I was overly smart. You get what I mean? Like you have some people in the class, they're like, yes, E equals MC squared. Yes, I have the answer. Yes, let me answer. Yes, it's my turn. I never was like that, bro. I'm just cooling. You know what I mean? I'm learning. Even if I don't understand something, I probably ask the teacher after class, bro. That's the type of student I was. Hey, miss, can you kind of break this down to me? Because I don't want to be like, hey, can you break that question down for me in front of everybody? It wasn't like that. So I had a friend who's the total opposite, bro. My man, he's like wants to be the center of attention all the time or whatever. He want to answer every question. He wanna, he just want to show he's an intelligent guy when it comes to math. So we had math class together for one semester. And my boy, I don't know, maybe I think a few of my friends just thought I was kind of stupid. Yeah. And it's always that one kid, and I don't know, a few of them probably thought I was kind of dumb just because I didn't show this intelligence outside. Like, yes, I know the numbers, you know what I mean? And I don't really care what they think because I knew I was smart, but it's like I don't have to show people I'm smart. It's all about me knowing I'm smart. So I specifically remember, bro, we was taking a quiz, bro, and he was so gung ho about his score because back then they hand out the scores in rows. So his row is the second row. I'm in the third row. So the teacher we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 line of desk. And he like, man, what? Look at this score. Woo, woo. Look at this score. Woo, woo. Bro, I got a better score than this fool. And same again, focusing on numbers. I didn't care about his numbers because I knew his personality. He thought he was the smartest guy with math and this and that. And I remember he was talking and he was talking about my numbers. He's like, well, you really got a better score than me. And then the leader, the teacher name was Miss Churchill. She had one of them old school teacher names. She was a nice lady. She like, yes, YS is actually smarter than you. Nah, when she said this, it pissed him off because this is an individual that's always comparing and contrasting numbers, bro. And bro, I put this on my life. She said this out loud. She's like, yeah, he's actually smarter than you. You know what I mean? Because this guy wanted you to know he was the smartest, but it's like behind the scenes, bro. I get the work, bro. I understand the problems. I know how to ace the test. You know what I mean? Like that's all that matters. I never was focused on anything he was doing. I was just focused on what I'm doing. It be times he always want to look at my quiz to see if I got a good grade, and it's always 1 up, 2 up, and it would literally piss him off. Like, dog, this same individual came up to me, I promise you, and told me, he like, man, me and bro thought you was stupid. Like this was my other friend. This friend used to come to my house, play NCAA with me, eat Salisbury steak. You know what I mean? Frozen Salisbury steak dinners. You know what I'm saying? Kool-Aid juice. And I'm like, yo, my boy, what what made you think I was stupid though, brother? Because I'm not walking around flexing my knowledge when it comes to whatever numbers. Because I had math with this other individual too. This man told me, bro, my man said he had to sit out in the house and study for 4 hours. Bro, I ain't never had to study for 4 hours in my life, bro. I got like a photographic memory. You know what I'm saying? Usually 10 times, 9 times out of 10, what needs to happen to me with studying is it's like memorization, bro. So let's say this is something I have to study right here. All I gotta do is look at this a few times within a day, and I'm gonna get it. I don't have to sit in the house with this for 4 hours. Like, I never had to study like that. So when he was telling me this, I'm like, oh dang, like that's what's up, bro. You know, then we took the test. When we got the scores back, he like, dang, you got a better grade than me. I'm like, yeah. He's like, man, I had to study hard for this quiz. But I'm looking like, that's what you gotta do. Once again, comparing and contrasting. I'm not caring that you study for 4 hours. I can't sit in the house and study for 4 hours, bro. I'm not even wired like that. I gotta, even if I gotta go outside. If we going outside, Emmy, if this is what I gotta study, that joint's in my pocket because I know how my mind works. Okay, hold on. You know, I could look at this probably 30 minutes throughout the day, here and there, you know what I mean? Boom, boom, okay, okay. Yeah. All right, boom, download. Some people they don't work like that. Not everybody works the same. That's why it's like comparing and contrasting just leads to problems. You know what I'm saying? Imagine me being in a class with some of my friends and they think I'm stupid because they focus on my numbers when we get the test back and they're like, how is this guy getting good grades? Because they think I'm stupid. So what led them to thinking I'm stupid? Was they comparing themselves to me the whole time? Like, oh, he doesn't speak as eloquent as I do. You know, I speak the best English from modern times. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it happens all the time, bro. It happens all the time. You can't compare yourself to nobody out there because you don't know what potential this person has. Some people they have great potential, bro. It's literally on the brink of taking off once they realize that. But in order for them to realize that, they gotta stop comparing and contrasting everything. And bro, it comes with numbers. Everybody wants to compare, contrast the numbers. We all in the game of life. We all getting numbers. If I get a job right now, I'm gonna get some numbers. If I go live right now, I'm gonna get some numbers. If Emmy go live right now, she's getting numbers. If Emmy take a test right now, she's getting numbers. You feel me? He's like, cause like I was thinking about numbers is the most, yeah, and people that focus on that, it creates problems. The people that always focus on numbers being the most important things, it creates problems. Don't get me wrong. Numbers are very important because the world is kind of based off numbers. It's literally based off numbers. Like if you look at my diaphragm and structure, this is a number. You know what I'm saying? If you look at the buildings, numbers, everything is numbers, pencils, your desk, the classroom setup, the structure. But you shouldn't always compare and contrast numbers because everyone has different numbers is what I'm saying, bro. Everyone, I'm 5'11". Someone else is 6'1". Someone else might be 5'8". You know what I mean? Someone else might be 6'6". So if we focusing on everybody number, we can never be truly fully happy because we all have different numbers. You know what I mean? The people that focus on comparing and contrasting numbers, those people are never happy because they're never gonna have the same number as someone else. You will never. Like even with phone numbers, everybody got a different phone number now. You know what I mean? Don't nobody had the same phone number. Think about it. You don't got the same phone number I got a different phone number. But then you gotta think so many people in the world. How the heck are they able to come up with all these numbers? Because there's endless possibilities with numbers to where numbers don't need to be compare and contrast. Think about it. There's so many people in the world. You think they just create new phone numbers? Nah, the numbers are flexible to where you could bend, flex, change, switch. You could do a lot with them. That's what you need to focus on. Like I could do a lot with my numbers. I could up my numbers. I could flex my numbers. I could make my numbers go sky high. But if you're focusing on comparing your numbers to this person's numbers, none of that is possible in your mind. It's now you just jealous. Now you just hating. Now you just like, oh man, like I don't know why nobody want to pay attention to me because I got numbers. It doesn't do nothing for you. It don't do nothing for you. Like, bro, before I got on YouTube, I knew like, man, okay, look, this is all new. It's gonna take me a while to get crazy numbers, bro. I knew that's why I still love doing YouTube. It's so many people that quit doing YouTube because the first month they ain't get the numbers they wanted to get, and they were like, "Man, this is dumb." They didn't stick it through. Same applies for TikTok. Same applies for Instagram. You know what I'm saying? All these platforms. In order to get the numbers, you gotta keep going because numbers show progress. Numbers show improvement. That's all they show, like progress. If you start on a basketball team, you start scoring 6 points, then you move it to 12. Senior year, you're at 25. That's a progress, and it can literally show the progress of an individual. Even in track, I ran track. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, today numbers right now, Emmy, you're 100% right. Numbers right now, they compare that to money. They compare that to money. Numbers right now equates to fame, money, fame, clout. That's what everybody relates this to. And I simply noticed from playing the game with younger people, bro. You feel me? Playing the game with younger people is like numbers is everything. But it's like numbers always doesn't always show skill. Because somebody who just started something obviously is not gonna have the best numbers as someone who's been doing it for a longer time. So there's still a possibility the person who just started could be bigger than the person who's been doing it, but that's not gonna be seen early. It's not gonna be seen early, bro. It's gonna take a lot of time. Takes a lot of time, but right now everybody relates numbers to popularity, fame, money. Even when you're speaking of Twitch, man, there's a big controversy right now going on with Twitch numbers. When I say Twitch numbers, you got a lot of big creators on Twitch, right? And they literally always talk about their numbers, bro. They say, "Oh, this person has the most followers on Twitch. Oh, this person has the most this on Twitch," and it's come out that a lot of these people have been, what's the word, inflating. You know what I mean? Inflating their numbers. When I say inflating, they say a lot of these big creators, all of them, from the ones on Kick to the ones on Twitch, have been doing something known as view buying. View buying is they're buying numbers, they're buying watchers, they're buying followers. So they're inflating their numbers. And then you ask YS, like, yo, these dudes is popular. These guys got brand deals, sponsor deals. Why do they have to inflate their numbers? Because they want to be bigger than the next person in that same category of streaming. They're not okay with being this person. You know what I mean? They're comparing their numbers now from this person to this person to this person. And now it's all about fame, clout, who has the most numbers. It's been exposed, man. It's been exposed that a lot of your big time streamers view bot is they go by. If I was to view bot right now, I could go buy 100 people to be in a live, so I look lit while I'm talking. Like, yeah, I got 200 people in here, man. It's YS East, man. Who else is live is litter than this, you know? And if I see like, okay, hold, maybe it's another YouTuber that got 3K. Now I gotta go buy 4K. Now I'm buying 4K in the live. I mean, we got 4,000 people in the live. You heard? It's YS East, man. The most lit live person ever. And that's what they're doing. They're view buying. But the craziest part about these guys view buying is like these individuals are popping. They don't have to view bot. These are big time name streamers. And it's like, imagine how long they have been view botting. Why do you think they were view botting? Because they didn't want to look normal. When I say they didn't want to look normal, it's like a normal person starting Twitch, it's going to take a while to grind. So let's say some of these famous streamers started Twitch, they probably wasn't okay with 30,000 subs. They probably wasn't okay with 20,000 followers because of whatever their name holds. They felt like, nah, they got to come on here and have 100, 300, 400 right away. That's why they were view bot. Or they was watching someone else and say, hey, this guy has this many followers on Twitch. I got to have more than him. Buy 1,000, 100 million view bots. Now, that's why they do it. Because why other reasons would they do it? They don't really need to do that. They got the funds, they got the fan base, the supporters. They just felt like, hey, man, it makes sense if I buy the view box instead of grinding. And that's a big controversy right now. It's all fake. It's all inflated. You know, when it comes to the numbers, man, people are very obsessive with the numbers. Some people, they don't, if they're not getting the numbers, they feel like they're not doing nothing in life. You know what I'm saying? They feel like they're not as popular, they're not as lit. They need certain numbers. Me, it's like, bro, the numbers come with progress, man. The number comes with time. The number comes with when you keep on going. The number comes when you focus on yourself. You know what I'm saying? Numbers come when you know what kind of numbers you're supposed to get. It's never about anyone else's number. That's why we all don't have the same numbers. That's why we don't weigh the same. We're all not all the same height. We don't all have the same telephone number. You know what I mean? Like everything is different, versatile, all around, universal. What do you want your numbers to be? Don't look at nobody else's numbers because you're gonna be a pocket watching number watcher. You don't want to be a number watcher. Like, oh, this person got 5,000 views. Oh, this person has 10K subs. Don't be like that. Don't be like that, man. Focus on getting yours up. Cause you in the game. Bro, we are all in the game of life. In order to get the upgrades, to get the numbers, you gotta focus on you, man. Focus on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll tell you a real story. This is a real story, bro. You know, I never mentioned this kid that I mentored, but I mentored this guy who's supposed to be a celebrity star. I don't know if he's still messing with the stars or whatever, because I don't speak to this man no more. But it was a point in time nobody knew this guy. Real facts. No one knew this kid, bro. There was another. He was in a 3-man group at the time when I met him. You know what I'm saying? Now they had other 3-man groups, which were their friends, and he used to always be like, "Man, bro, Local S, that was the name. Local S got more fans than us. Local S got more fans than us." I remember this man literally crying to me about fans, and at that time I still had this mentality. I'm like, yo, bro. At the end of the day, you want people to pay attention to you. Figure out how you gonna do it. Figure out how you gonna get more fans because you sitting here worried about Local S's fans ain't gonna get you fans. You know what I mean? And when we would go to the shows, cause I go to shows with him, this was showed in person. Local S was popping. People knew Local S. When we got to the show, the girls wanted to take a picture with Local S. They want to post up with Local S. They want to talk to Local S. The guys I'm with, these 3 guys, nobody knows these guys. So the main guy who went on to become the celeb or whatever, with some of your bigger artists, write for them and all that, he'd be like, dang, bro, it's lame right now, bro. Don't nobody want to take pictures with her and all that. And I literally tell him, like, yo, bro, they don't know you. You got to go up there and kill a show. After you kill a show, watch what's going to happen. And every time they were going to kill a show, bro, it was what they got what they wanted. People would be like, "Oh my God, you guys are so talented. Can I take a photo with you?" This and that. In order to achieve good numbers, you gotta focus on you. If that guy was focusing on Local S while he went up there to perform, they was not gonna have no fans after the show, bro. I promise you. I seen this happen in real time. Like we get to the show, nobody's paying attention to these 3 artists that I'm with. These are 3 fire artists. Better than Local S, really, in my opinion. But they don't think that because everybody is paying attention to Local S. The girls, they're like, Local S, oh my God, like, can we take a picture? You know what I mean? Like, this how they are. And I'm just laughing because I'm like, yo, it means nothing. You know what I mean? In order to establish their numbers, they gotta go kill a show. They gotta go kill a show for themselves. And every time they would go and kill a show, when I say kill a show, rock the stage, seize the mic, like set the tone and the energy for the crowd so they can be like, look, we like y'all. You know what I'm saying? But this is the reality of life though. This is what he had to experience. He had to experience. This is a real story. This really happened. He had to experience this to understand. Like it's all about my numbers. It's because imagine focusing on another group that's just as talented as you, that has more clout, that's more lit. What happens for you then? Nothing. Nothing happens. That might have even made them insecure to go perform. I had to tell them. I always kept it straight with these guys, man. They was younger than me, but I was like their mentor that they needed at the time to understand what winning was. It's like, yo, bro, there's many times I don't want to play a better basketball player than me. Many times. What did I have to do? I have to step my game up my game, turn up. Because if I went over there timid, like, oh my God, this guy's better than me, I would get washed. I would get washed. It's been many times. So it's the same with your numbers. You gotta figure out how you're gonna turn your numbers up. You don't have time to watch these guys. These guys are already doing them. They're already getting those numbers. You watching them doesn't move your boat. Don't get your ship sailing. Don't get your numbers up. Nothing happens unless you watching that inspires you. Like, nah, I'm gonna get those numbers one day. I know I can get numbers better than that. Otherwise, you always gonna have the opposite effect, bro. Most of the people I know, they got the opposite effect. They get jealous, they sad, they envious. Now they hate. Now they hate. They don't never had the mindset like, man, what? Why is he got 2K? Man, what? That's gonna turn me up. I could get better than 2K, man. I'm gonna do 3K. You know what I'm saying? How do I figure out how to get my 10 subs into 3K? Most people do not have that mindset when they watching somebody else's number. They get jealous. They start hating. Man, YS East, bruh. Who he think he is, bruh? He not even that lit. He not even talking about nothing for real. Like F that guy. That's 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 the mentality they have, bro. I'm telling you. It's never the opposite where they get inspired, they motivated. Nah, because they looking at it from a clout perspective, like you said, M. They looking at it from a money's perspective. It's like, yo, bro, no cheese is coming in. 2K is free, you know what I mean? 2K is free. So don't watch me, man. Watch your numbers. Everybody's getting numbers in life. We all got potential, bro. And it's hard to see your potential when you watching mine or you watching someone else's. You know what I'm saying? That's a key to life right there, man. You can't watch it, someone else, and then think you got potential is crazy. It is like this. I mean, that's why there's a lot of jealousy, there's a lot of hate and envy that's in the world because people are constantly watching other people's numbers and what they got going on in life, whether it be they get more girls or they have more cars, they have more shoes, they have more clothes or just whatsoever it might be. It could be a lot when it comes to the numbers. They're always paying attention to someone else. So they can never have that inspiration or motivation. It's just jealousy and hate. Like, man, who they think they is, man? They not even like this. This is all they say in their mind. Like, when I see somebody's getting good, I'm like, yo, bro, salute, bro. Good job, bro. You putting in work. Because at some point, it's like, I believe I can get those numbers. If I work and I grind, I get those numbers. If I keep going, I get those numbers. If I stay focused, I get those numbers. Because it's possible. All it takes is just keep going, staying focused, and because what I'm trying to say, focus is like this. This is focus, bro. Me. If I'm looking over here, I done took my head out of focus. Like, it's like tunnel vision, bro. Focus is when you think of a tunnel, you don't see nothing on the outskirts of a tunnel. It's all vision of in front of you. What is in front of you? The moment you get out the tunnel, everything else is there. That's when you think of focus on that level. So to have the ultimate focus, you gotta have literally tunnel vision, bro. That's why they call it tunnel vision. When you get in the tunnel, you don't see the outside buildings. You don't even hear none of that stuff. You just in a tunnel until you get out the tunnel. That's focus. So that's how you gotta look at yourself. Yeah, that's most focus. Most focus on others, Emmy, and they're constantly doing this. They're constantly doing this. They're constantly doing this. They don't have this tunnel vision. But that's what creates jealousy. That's what creates hate. That's when you watching another person. Why you watching them, bro? You don't look at yourself as important in life. You got a life too, right? What can you make happen in yours? Why you watching this guy, this lady, this person? What can you make happen in your life? Because this life is a long experience. This is a long experience. Let's take it back to me playing sports. Sometimes I check in the game, bro. Boom. I don't have any points. I got 0 points. You know what I mean? Somebody in the game might have 15 already. Somebody might have 9. Somebody might have 10. If I'm constantly worrying about the person that has 9, 10, 15, I'm not going to be focused on scoring points because I'm going to be timid. I'm going to be shy. I'm going to be feeling like I'm behind. But in the game of basketball, it's so much basketball to still play. There's so much basketball to still play. Just like in life, there's so much life to still live. You always got an opportunity. So much life to still live. He said that's why the money and those things at some level is most definitely. You know what I mean? It's most definitely dangerous. Cause the people who focus on that, listen, the people who focus on that, right? When they get to that level, they can't be happy. So let me follow up on the comment you just made. I mean, you said that's why money in these things at some level is just dangerous. You're right. Because it's like, listen, let's say I'm somebody who always focuses on the numbers, right? Boom. I get to all the numbers I want to get to in life, and I'm still not happy. Why is that? Why am I not happy at the numbers that I got in life? That's because I'm focusing on more numbers. And this happens all the time, bro. There's a lot of people who have accomplished what they wanted to accomplish, got to where they wanted to get, but they not happy because guess what? They focusing on this guy numbers now. They focusing on this lady's numbers now. Now it's not about them no more because it's about the next numbers they can get. And it's like in life, it's like, bro, human nature is greed. You always gonna have that greed, man. Greed is one of the greed is one. I need to do another video on greed, bro. A live on greed because greed is one of them things. It's like the passageway to everything else. You know how they always say marijuana is a gateway drug. Greed, greed is one of them gateway sins that leads to everything else. Because when you're greedy, bro, you literally are overtaken with jealousy, hate, betrayal. Bro, when you're a greedy person, you literally get overtaken with all of that. Greed leads you to want to, take somebody out in life because you want what they have. You know what I mean? Greed leads you to want to go steal, rob. Like, bro, I'm telling you, greed is one of those things that literally leads to a lot of everything, bro. Jealousy. Greed definitely leads to jealousy. You want what someone else has. You want it so bad, you trying to figure out how to get them out the way to get it. Greed. You know what I'm saying? And I've experienced greed, bro. Greed will literally take you over. When I say that take you over, it's like, man, this junk, you could really feel yourself becoming a dark individual if you're greedy. You're really gonna become a super dark individual if you're greedy. I promise you, bro. Because there was a point in time I was greedy, bro. When I was greedy, I was finessing. Finessing is a form of scam. You know what I mean? And it got to the point where it was like, it's just I felt like I needed to do this. This is what I wanted to do, and it got to the point where if I kept going, I wouldn't be able to stop. You know what I mean? And knowing yourself is key when you have greed, bro. Because there's a lot of people that have greed and they just don't know it. They don't know they're so greedy. They don't understand that's a horrible characteristic they gotta shake. You know what I'm saying? Because greed is one thing that, like I said, bro, it'll literally turn you into a monster. It'll turn you into a monster. When I was on that time, I felt like I was not the best person because I was taken away from others. But that came from greed. The finessing came from being greedy. You know what I'm saying? Wanting money and being like this. And all it did was made me understand that being greedy, you're on the dark side of life. You can't be on the light side of life as a greedy individual. You're always on the dark side of life. You always want to take from others. You always think you deserve everything. Your greed is gonna make you jealous, hateful. Bro, it's terrible, man. And at that level, Emmy, it's nothing but greed. the level you just mentioned, when you know the money and all that is dangerous at that level, it's nothing but greed, and those are monsters. Because it's like, what more can you want? When you get to that high number level where you get the numbers you want, you in a position you want, greed comes into play. I mean, you should be happy. That's why most of those people are not happy. They get greedy. You know what I'm saying? Don't be greedy out there, man. Greed is something you should really get rid of. You know what I mean? That John how you out here tweaking. When I say tweaking, it how you out here on just hamburglar time. You know what I'm saying? Thanos time. And it's a horrible trait to have. But I feel like a lot of people who focus on numbers, obsess over numbers, they have a sense of greed, undying greed that's a part of them that they really got to get rid of. You know what I'm saying? They really got to get rid of that undying sense of greed, because that's why they are how they are. That's why they're so focused on another individual. That's why they're concerned with what Emmy's doing. That's why they're concerned with what YS doing or what the next person doing, because they got a sense of greed, man. They're greedy for for everything in life, for everyone's numbers, for the main stage, and greed is a terrible thing to have, yo. I'm telling you, if you're greedy out there, you want to shake all of that. But quick morning live, man. I love you guys. Listen, we can all get numbers in life. Still much life left. Still much life to play. It's like a game, man. Focus on your numbers and getting your numbers to the point you want to get. Don't worry about nobody else. Don't watch nobody else, man. I love y'all. I'm going to be back live later.